Bob was an integral part of the harness racing industry, not only in New Zealand but also in Australia, with so many horses of his which have had the name Bromac carried, and Bob McArdle being integral part of that. And I'm sure Chris and Dean would all have known Bob, and he'll certainly be remembered by many of us in the harness racing industry.
Yeah, that's for sure, Rob. He was a great man for our industry, and a very sad day when he passed on.
Well, a great training performance by Dean to have this horse off the scene for 12 months. He's had a few trials leading into it, and he's looked in tip-top condition to be presented here first up tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He, very good horse, and he sort of started at cup level last year and came through that well, and then he's had a good break, and what he did tonight was pretty special. He was never on the track, and they don't do that unless they're really good.
Certainly looked to be getting a little bit tired at the end, but he was entitled to.
Yeah, he sort of just knocked off a little bit when he went to the front, but that was to be expected, and I think the time will be pretty good as well.
Great drive by Josh Aiken, bringing up victory. Well done, Josh. Great win. Barrier 7 on paper didn't look too kind, but it turned out pretty nice at the finish.
Yeah, she went really good. We got a good trip. We ended up on Heavenly Sisters back and got us to the top of the straight. But she's been pretty good the last couple of starts. She was sharp at Bendigo, and then her sectionals read really well at Ballarat against some good horses. And Anton said she was sharp during the week. He said for a few weeks she's going good, and no, I actually gave her pretty good hope. Pretty good hope tonight.
She's having a good blow after the race.
Yeah, she tries her guts out. Every single time you drive her, she puts in 100% effort. So yeah, that's just showing how much she's tried in that race. Yeah, she's tried her clacker out, and I'm tipping she'll be looking for the box tonight.
Great drive, 11 out of 10. Well done. Made the move, let him go with the big sprint that we know he's got, pinched the brake, and it was the winning one. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. He's come back really well this time in. Last time in, he was a little bit hot-headed and silly, but now he's racing really well.
He has. He certainly appears to have matured. His 3 runs this time in have been excellent. I know he got beaten last start, but one thing that we do know about him, what we saw tonight, he's got a terrific turn of speed. And is that the way you feel that he needs to be driven to display his best?
Yeah, pretty much. A couple of times I drove him tough coming through the grades, and he looked pretty ordinary. And Clayton said, I think he's more a speed horse, and since then he's just jumped out of the ground.
Looked to be in good condition. We saw him run an absolute ripper in the Ballarat Cup last week. Found the lead, dictated pretty comfortably here tonight. Asked him for an effort, and he dashed away, one like the starter he is.
Yeah, he felt really good tonight, Rob, and you can never knock this old fella. He just goes out and does his best every week, and he had a good run in front tonight, and just felt super around the turn, so just let him stride along, and he put him away pretty quick, and then just knocked off.
Did he drive a bit straighter in the home straight?
Yeah, he was really good tonight.
He was. He certainly was. Has a look at the Hunter Cup next week.
Yeah, he's had 2 runs now in a week, so that usually his 3rd run is his best, and we just need a bit of a draw and a bit of luck, and he'll be right there.
Well done. Another win in the ladyship. Big win. Well done.
Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, it looked like that would work on paper, but it doesn't always happen when you get out here. So I'm very pleased that she was able to do the job from the draw. Obviously, is always a help, and it's also nice when you have so much ability.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously came across here last season. Just things didn't turn out for, obviously, just not quite right. Went for a spell. How long did she have off?
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 months, I think. Yeah, quite a good spell. Took a little while to get her up, just a slow preparation, and then she came to me all jogged up. Paul Campbell jogged her up for us, and he does a good job with them, and she came in really good order, and we just had to take the next step with her, and it's always easy to work with stock like this. It's a pleasure to be able to train horses of her calibre.
Up to this to make sure he got it right, and not only did he get it right, you got it right too, Chris, and the horse got it right. It's no surprise. A wonderful story in so many different angles, and I'm not sure how you're feeling right now, but I would imagine deep down a bit emotional, but pretty excited.
Oh, it's just fantastic just to get behind a horse this good and to drive him right through the last 6 or 8 months. It's just been fantastic driving him in some good races, but this was the best one, and just full credit to John Mead to have him just spot on tonight.
He's a lovable character. Here he is. He is a great man. He's a character. He's great for harness racing. He's got his dairy farm, whatever animals he's got on his farm. I know that's what he spends most of his time with. And he's got a couple of horses on the side that he works. And he's had some good horses over the years, but I don't think he's had one as good as this.
He's just managed him perfectly. Like, he's always been a good horse, but he's just kept giving him time to develop into the horse he is tonight. And, you know, to do that work in that race and sit in the death and beat that field, it's a long-range plan. I think when someone first mentioned the Great Southern Star, and for Meaty to have him so spot on tonight, just great effort.
Here you are, Grant, with a pretty special horse, and I think he's special because he's tough, he's got speed, and tonight that was a great win.
Yeah, like we just wrapped to finally win a big race in Victoria. We've been trying for a long time, and it's great to get there for sure.
What was going through your mind? I had a good look at your lap from home when they made the move out 3 deep, and I thought, are you going to pull out here? And you elected to stay in. It was the winning move.
Yeah, I just think, you know, when you're racing that calibre horse, you know, the first horse 3 wide rarely wins, and I just thought it would just be too tough.
Jason Lee, how good's that?
Yeah, it's awesome, Rob. Obviously, a little bit disappointing with the derby, and he's just not quite right there, Lumineer, and Ange will go back and sort him out, and he'll be okay. But this horse, he's really grown into himself, and Mum and the boys and all the team at home have put a lot of faith in this horse and looked after him ever since we purchased him. Always thought he'd be a nice horse, and he just got better and better with age, and he's come back this year with a bit more weight on him, and he's definitely taken another step.
Yeah, I'll come back to have a bit of a chat about Lumineer, but let's just talk, as you mentioned, about this horse. You got caught in the breeze. You're able to sit outside the leader. Stars Align led. It didn't appear to be huge pressure. I mean, the time's come back 151.9, so it's been an amazing mile rate overall. But to be able to sit outside that horse, what was going through your mind about the 400?
To be honest, we sort of come here tonight quietly confident that if we could get to the death, that he'd run a really big race, as long as he didn't have to do too much early. Wasn't overly road to sit outside. Probably we thought maybe our little general, but Stars Align crossed, and I always thought it was going to be tough to beat him from there. And at the 400, he did come under pressure, but the other bloke had the plugs out, and Mark was whistling him up, so I knew this fella would keep coming, and I still hadn't pulled the blind. So for him to do that was just tremendous, and he's done a really good job there tonight.
Anne-Marie Conroy, what a fantastic story to see Margaret Roof winning here tonight. She's been such a beautiful trotter. She's competed at all the highest levels and not had much luck, let's face it, in a lot of the feature races. And tonight it looked like it was a tough task where you were placed, Anne-Marie, and you're able to time your run to perfection. I think the best of the best would be very proud of your timing. I think your dad would be looking down on you right now and thinking, well done, girl.
I thought he might be thinking I shouldn't have let Kate go past me, but luckily the horse has got an outstanding sprint, and even though it looked a little bit hard on the corner, she can sprint like mad, and she still got up.
Yeah, she's been a great little trotter for you. Competed in all the big races so far. Things just haven't gone right for her. Every time something's happened that's just not worked out well.
Yeah, she got held up in the Oaks. She got a flat tyre in the Sire Stake, and terrible draw in the Derby, and she's just, as you say, she deserves to win a big one, and this is our big one. '21 starts this season, 22.
finally gets her win here at Melbourne. She's probably had more goes at Melton than anyone else, and she's run some great races, but just hasn't been winning, Brad. But she's got there.
Yeah, finally. She's it's been a long time coming, but she's usually a pretty consistent girl, but she can be hot and cold at stages. But yeah, she just got the right trip tonight and the right sort of race. So yeah, lucky she could do the rest.
Watching him turning for home, the favourite Michael Joseph seemed to be under pressure, and they were coming from all different directions. It was a case of not really knowing which way to look because everyone seemed to surge for about 100 metres and their runs ended, but you got out and finished off just a bit better.
Yeah, I was in a couple of minds off the bat because I could see that the leader wasn't travelling too good, but we were just lucky that that Nathan could get us to the sprint lane, and yeah, she finished off like she did. So we had a bit of luck, but we were due.